This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, as we welcome you to the Grizzly Den here at Logan High School, as tonight the Preston Indians come back from the holiday break as they go on the road to play one last game before the end of the 2019 part of the season, as tonight they take on the Logan Grizzlies. Ron Smaley, a little under the weather, kind of hoarse of voice, so we recruited Lyle Fuller to join us tonight. Lyle, glad to have you with us.
Great to be with you, Dan. I've been here for several hours now, as I was here for the freshman game and the JV, both of which Preston won. I'm glad to report. This should be a fun one tonight with the varsity. We've had home and home, or we've played Logan at least last several years, and they've been hotly contested games. Of course, last year's was in the Spectrum. That was a lot of fun. This is a different Logan team. They've lost a lot of their big guns, but you never know during these holiday break games. I mean, sometimes you come out a little flat. You're still kind of under the Christmas tree, so to speak,
right.
and we'll see how the Indians can start the game, especially tonight.
The Indians come into the game 7-2 overall, or 7-1, I should say, overall in the year. 2-0 in conference play after their win before the Christmas break over the Century team, which was a bit shorthanded, as they'll take on the Logan Grizzly team tonight that is only 2-7 so far on the year.
Yeah, they had some really good guys. If our listeners watched them the last year or two, they've got a junior heavy team this year, and their record kind of reflects that. But as you mentioned, Dan, a great win for the Indians over Century right before the Christmas break. You notched that conference win, and Century's one of, if not our biggest rivals, one of our biggest rivals in the district, and to beat them on their floor was great. That was a really good way to go into the Christmas break.
We apologize for a couple of things right off the top here. First of all, we apologize for the noise in the background. They're trying to do some work on the PA system here at Logan. They're having some problems with it.
Sounds like a low-rent rapper over there scratching a turntable or something.
Second thing, we apologize, no video for you, unfortunately, tonight. The Utah State High School Athletic Association will not allow to shoot video from not only just here from Logan, but apparently from most of the home gyms around the state. So since they don't allow Logan to shoot, we are not allowed to bring you video tonight of the game tonight either. So Preston comes in still sitting atop both the coaches and the media polls as we wrap up the 2019 portion of the season and take on a Logan team that since the 2014-2015 season, they've met 9 times, Preston and Logan has. Preston holds a 7-2 advantage over the Logan Grizzlies in recent years. Preston comes into tonight's game having won the last 5 games in a row played head-to-head, and the Indians have averaged 62.5 points in each of those games of the 9 games played since the 2014 season. Last year, as you mentioned, Lyle, the game played at the Spectrum, a game that Preston beat Logan by a final score of 59-52.
Yeah, that was a closely fought game, and we'll see what Logan Grizzlies can come up with here tonight. But you look at it and you think it's only half an hour drive from Preston, and it's a team that would be a 4A in Idaho. As far as I understand Logan's enrollment, they'd be a big 4A, but right. A 4A in Idaho. So really good chance for us to kind of step out of district and play somebody that would be like a team we would see in district or maybe even in state sometime.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk to Coach Tyler Jones for a couple of minutes, get his feelings about getting back into work after the holiday break, and what he thinks about facing the Logan Grizzlies here tonight. We'll do all that as we continue on the pregame show from the Grizzly Den in Logan right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We'll spend a couple of minutes with Coach Tyler Jones as we get ready to take on the Logan Grizzlies here from Logan tonight. First of all, it must be nice to get back to work after the holidays.
Yeah, we enjoyed that win at Century, and then we had a few days off for Christmas and let everybody catch their breath and relax a little bit, and now we're back at it. So we go on the road tonight at Logan, and over the years, a very tough place to play in here, the Grizzly Den, and it should be a lot of fun tonight.
20-point win over Century before the holiday break. Was that a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, just anytime you know Century, the rivalry that we have, and up there it's just tough to win. And I think we're starting to find ourselves on the road. If you can win on the road, that's a good sign, and we're able to go up there and get a big conference win.
So you come back here and you take on Logan tonight as you get back into it after the break. Of course, we played Logan last year at the Spectrum, a tough matchup. And this year, even though they have a losing record, promises to be more of the same. Yeah,
if you've seen their games this year, they've been close in a lot of games. They're young, mostly juniors, and they seem to dig a hole and then they fight their way back, dig a hole, fight their way back. And they just haven't quite found the way to win yet a lot of games. But they're talented, they're fast. You're going to see them shoot a lot of three-pointers tonight, and we all know if you're hitting your threes, you can beat anybody. So we're going to have to do a good job of defending the three tonight and try to keep them from getting to the rim.
Is there any one player or players on that roster you really need to keep special mind of defensively?
Yeah, Pinniger, he's a junior. He's their leading scorer, averages over 15 a game, and he can shoot three, he can drive. He's a well-rounded player. And then their point guard, number 5, extremely quick. He's their stud football player, and he's just fast. And he'll hound Luke tonight, I'm sure. So, and then the rest of them, they know their role. They spot up, they'll shoot threes, and so we're going to have to do a good job getting a hand up and defending that.
I know you never want to look too far ahead, but next week it's right back into conference play pretty much throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, so we want momentum right now, and tonight you want to keep building, go on the road, find a way to win, get some more momentum, and then, we're conference, a lot of big games coming up. So right now we want to stay healthy and come in here, and this should be a lot of fun. We're close, a half hour away, and over the years we've had some great games. Coach Brown does a great job at Logan, and it should be a lot of fun tonight.
Look forward to it. Thanks for the visit. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That's Coach Tyler Jones. We'll have more on the pregame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game. And the snap. Drops back. Changes mind. On the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 10. Unbelievable. Did you see that? Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa? We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly too. If you usually feel stressed when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Lyle Fuller, let's talk a little bit about a couple of the keys to tonight's game. The way I look at them, at least, number one, you've been off for 8 days. You need to shake off the rust and get back into playing rhythm.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Dan, basketball is a rhythm game and a confidence game in a lot of ways, especially offensively. And you'd like to see Preston come out and set that tone early with a tough, aggressive defense and moving the ball well, and try to shake off that rust from the break.
Second would be you're playing an out-of-state rival, of course, but still it is a rival. A lot of these kids know each other. You guys need to keep their head in the game. Don't get caught up in the noise from the student bodies that may be here, may or may not show up for this holiday break game. And looking around, I got to say, it looks like there's more Preston people here than Logan.
Yeah, and Preston travels well. But as you say, this is usually a hotly contested game, and the crowds get into it. In the JV game that just finished, we saw a little bit of that. Some players got into some jawing back and forth a little bit. So, there is that familiarity. A lot of the guys play in summer league ball and together and those sorts of things. So, definitely that can go both ways. Sometimes that has better sportsmanship as a result, but sometimes guys want to prove and show up, and so.
Exactly. And lastly, take care of the ball and stay out of foul trouble. The Indians always have their best success when they don't turn the ball over, and they can keep Ty Hyde on the floor, that powerful inside game of his. Ty needs to stay on the court and off the bench in foul trouble. That thing about that game last year at the Spectrum, Ty spent quite a bit of time on the bench in foul trouble last year.
Right, and playing on the road, it's always going to be the case, but especially I think when you play out of state with different referees from a different state, you expect you're probably not going to get many calls going your way, and they just may see the game differently than you're used to. So, we have to be smart and use our fouls judiciously. But, as you say, we have an advantage most nights with Ty inside, but if you look at the Logan roster, they're going to have a really hard time matching up with him in the post, so he's going to be a huge presence for us.
Exactly. The keys to tonight's game have been brought to you by Naylor Insurance for life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or call 208-852-0810. That's 208-852-0810. Come back with more on the pregame show right after this.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
It's time for the home tour. Brought to you by Mike Hansen with Cornerstone Real Estate.
While you're busy creating family memories this holiday season, my wish to you and your family is that your home will be cozy, your holidays will be bright, and the new year will be the best one ever. This is Mike Hansen, broker with Cornerstone Real Estate in Preston. When the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I would love the opportunity to work with you. I represent buyers and sellers in all property types, commercial, residential, and land sales or acquisitions. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mike Hansen, Cornerstone Real Estate, 801-510-112.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Interesting fact coming into the game tonight, Ron. This is the first game this year, I should say, against teams from Utah. First of 2. They'll play Mountain Crest coming up toward the end of the year. And I guess it's part of the interesting travel situation when you're in southern Idaho like Preston is. Tonight also becomes the first game against a team in a third different state for the Preston Indians tonight as they take on the Logan Grizzlies.
Right, the teams up in the Panhandle have that a lot. Moscow and Coeur d'Alene, they play a lot of Washington teams. And so sometimes when you see those guys in the state tournament, you don't really know what they have because they just haven't had as many common opponents. But, the travel situation is just so nice for the fans and for the school, frankly, and talking about gas in the bus or whatever it is, to be able to play teams here in Cache Valley and have those rivalries. It's better for your gate, and just a good situation overall when we can play these Cache Valley teams.
Yeah, that game at Mountain Crest will come up on January the 29th. Only one other game going on involving teams around Great Basin Conference foes. That is Twin Falls tonight. They are playing at Hillcrest. Now we invite you to stay tuned for all the excitement of Preston Indians basketball. The tip-off and the opening and starting lineups are on the way right after this.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at MyLocalRadio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield,
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Rouse Construction, bringing custom homes to the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. And welcome back here to the Grizzly Den here at Logan High School. As tonight the Preston Indians will take on the Logan Grizzlies. Preston comes in with a record of 7-1. Logan a winner to the last game. They are only 2-7 so far on the year. Tonight, first the starting lineup. First for the Preston Indians is Hyde will start at center, averaging 15.7 points per game. Scott Dunn will get a start at the shooting guard. He averages 14.25 points. Luke Smaley. We've got quite an ovation here to announce the starting lineup. Luke will start at the point guard. He averages 11.5 points a game. Cole Harris will start at the power forward spot. He averages almost 5 points a game. And Garrett Ward at the guard, averaging 3.25 points per game. For the Logan Grizzlies, Isaac Taft, a 6'1 junior. I take it back. It's Greg Jensen, I should say, a 6'1 sophomore, will get the start tonight. Also, Isaac Larson, the 5'11 junior, with great football player. He'll start tonight as well. Hayden Woolley will get a start tonight. He is a senior. Ace Kennington, a 6'3 senior, gets a start tonight. He averages 1.3 points per game. And Jaden Pinniger, who is their big offensive threat, he's a 6'4 junior, averaging 15.5 points per game on the year. So ought to be an interesting game. Last game of the 2019 calendar year. Coming up, Preston will be at home twice next week, Friday night against Twin Falls, and then another conference game as they'll take on Wood River Saturday afternoon, part of a doubleheader they have planned coming up next Saturday.
Yeah, and I think if folks have got the schedule from attending games, it says those are away games, but I was told tonight that those are home games.
Yes, they are.
Against Twin and Wood River next week.
It's a doubleheader next week. The boys' game starts at 3. They kind of adjusted the time a little bit, and then at 7:30 later that night, the girls will play against Marsh Valley.
Okay.
So it's a doubleheader. Come in, play one price, and you could, if you play it right, you could see 4 different games with the JV games involved there as well.
Yeah.
So we're ready to play some basketball. Once again, we apologize for not having video available for you tonight. Unable to bring you that by rule of the Utah State Athletic Association, as the tap is controlled by the Logan Grizzlies as Jaden Pinniger immediately drops it out of bounds.
Yeah, two of the Grizzlies ran into each other. Ball goes right out of bounds.
So Preston will get the ball after the turnover, and Luke Smaley will bring it up the floor. Luke will look down the right side, goes in the corner to Scott Dunn. Quickly down low to Hyde, put it up and in, and he's fouled. Not exactly what Logan wanted to see right off jump.
No. Ty got a nice screen there along the baseline, got open right under the basket, powers it up and in.
Foul's going to go against Ace Kennington. That's his first, just 14 seconds into the game, and Hyde's free throw is good as he completes the three-point play.
Now, pressed by the Indians.
They'll come out and they'll show press as they always do after a made bucket, it seems like. In the corner, comes here to Woolley on the left side. They'll bounce it back up top and try to set up the offense again. Ethan Davis into the game already. So 14 seconds in, they've already had a sub come on the floor. Davis has along the baseline, drives against Ty, puts it up around Ty, no good. Hyde has the rebound. Jerks it down out of the air right from in front of Isaac Larson, who couldn't quite get there. Gives it to Smaley, who walks the ball up across the midcourt stripe. Waiting for the cutters to come through as it goes to Dunn down in the corner. It's poked away as Ethan Davis got a hand on that pass as it tried to make its way in to Dunn in the corner.
Yeah, Logan has that one scouted. They've seen that one before and just jumped the passing lane.
Comes into Smaley, now gives it back to Dunn. Free throw line extended on the right side. Looks inside to Dunn, nothing there. It goes to Harris. Now they get it inside to Hyde, and Ty gets hammered as the entry pass comes into him. And that foul is going to go on Hayden Woolley. That's the team's second, Woolley's first.
Yeah, nice little high-low action there. Cole Harris in the high post about the free throw line, lobbed it over the top to Ty.
Dunn, Smaley along the baseline, drives high off the glass and in. And immediately, very quickly, a timeout called by the Logan Grizzlies. You heard it again as Luke got a pretty good hand after making that layup. As we mentioned, it seems like the majority of the folks here in the stands are from Preston. As they've made that short 25-mile drive south on the highway to come to the game.
Yeah, and Logan does have some students here, but I don't know that they have any more than we do as I look at the two student sections. Great turnout here. Of course, over the break when school's not in session, you never know exactly what you're going to get crowd-wise, but Logan will have about an equal number of fans as Preston, it seems to be.
So Logan ball, baseline backcourt. Again, Preston will show the full court press. They trap the ball in the corner. They get it out as it comes to Pinniger. Runs it up into the front court. Goes to Kennington over on the right side. Then Kennington throws it off the hands of Luke Smaley and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Logan Grizzlies with 6:39 to play here in quarter number one. They get it into Davis. Gives it back to Larson. Pinniger takes a three right away. That's no good. Hyde has the rebound up high. He'll give it off to Ward. Garrett up into the front court. Harris ahead of the pack, so they'll pull it back out as the defenders are back. They get it back to Smaley out near the timeline. Back over to Dunn. Free throw line extended left. Back to Daly. He drops it into Hyde. Nice pass. Entry pass to Harris. Coming over. I believe it was blocked from behind by Larson.
Yeah.
And here comes Logan back again the other way. Davis wanted to make a move, slipped and fell. He'll give it off to Kennington. To Pinniger along the baseline, and a foul. Is that going to go on Ty or Harris on the reach?
I didn't see who they got. Those check the number.
It's going to go on Ty. That's the first one on Hyde here this evening. First against the team. So the ball out of bounds, underneath their own basket for the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies have yet to draw blood here. 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Get it into Kennington out near the timeline. He'll give it to Larson. Larson lets the offense set up. 5-0. Preston leads here early on in quarter number one. Pinniger in the right corner, gives it off, comes back out to Larson, standing in the three-point area, doesn't take the shot. He wants Kennington to set a screen for him as he gives the ball off to Davis. Bounce it down low, back to Kennington, back to Pinniger along the baseline. They work it all the way around, back over to Larson again, now on the right side, free throw line extended. Wants to go baseline, he gets cut off. Swing it again, back up top this time as it comes to Woolley. In the corner, as Pinniger thought about a three, didn't take it, steps in for a two. That's no good. Tapped by Harris. It ends up in the hands of Ty Hyde. Quickly to Smaley back up in the front court. Luke will pull it back and set up the offense with 5:10 to play here in quarter number one. Runs into Kennington, no foul. As Luke's layup, that's no good.
Yeah, a lot of contact for no call.
Here comes Davis down the middle, challenging Hyde, goes up. That's a blocking foul on Ty.
That'll be two. Ty will have to come out most likely. 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the first quarter.
Ty can't believe it.
Yeah, Ty thought he was set trying to draw that charge on the breakaway layup. The ref saw it differently.
If there's anything that Ty did, he may have been too far under the hoop. That's the only thing I can tell you, because he stood there and waited for Davis to come and get him.
Looks like we'll see Rhett Robertson check in here then.
So Davis goes to the free throw line. He's going to shoot a pair, and the first one is good. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by West Motors in Preston, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in the city of Preston.
Preston still maintains a little size advantage with Rhett in there. The tallest listed player on the Logan roster is Isom at 6'5", but he's not in the game right now.
Makes them both up in the front court quickly to Scott Dunn for the layup. So Scott gets on the board here first.
Oh, now they've got a trap on Pinniger.
They throw it away. It goes to Harris, who had it in the backcourt. However, as Davis gets it back, we got bodies everywhere, and finally Smaley able to come up with the ball.
Again, we're letting a lot of contact go, except against Ty.
Exactly. Down low, a nice pass to Harris for the layup. Cole Harris with his first 2 points of the game, averaging almost 5 a contest. 9-2, Preston on top. 4:20 to play here in the first quarter. Three-pointer put up there, needs a bounce, won't get it, as Harris hustles back on defense to get the rebound. He'll hand it off to Smaley as Luke will walk the ball back across the center court stripe. On the right side, he comes off to Ward. Back out top to Harris. Bounce it down on the block. It goes to Smaley. He gets triple teamed. Luke somehow able to pick up the ball, give it back in the corner to Ward. Garrett drives. Little 8-foot runner is in.
That little one-footed runner by Garrett. I like that.
And another timeout call by the Grizzlies. Their second here in the quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back right after this. Preston leads 11-2.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232 232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Lusage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Probably not the way that Logan wanted to start the game by burning up a couple of timeouts in the first half of the first quarter.
You know, Coach Brown quick off the bench to try to stop Preston's momentum there.
Front court to Pinniger. Now they get it back to Larson, back over in the corner. As it goes back to Pinniger. Larson swing it all the way around back on Isaac Taft into the game here for the first time now for the Grizzlies as they get it back out to Larson out top. Pinniger now back to Larson, swing it in the corner. That goes to Jalen Smart, his first shot of the game. That's no good. They just added Smart to the roster while they were down in that tournament in St. George last week.
Oh.
Smalley back across the top of the key. 3:10 to play here in the quarter. Preston up 11-2. Dunn for three. That's no good. Long rebound was touched by Harris. Was knocked away when he ran into Ward, but somehow it ends up in the hands of Luke Smalley.
Fortunate. Boy, Luke fouled aggressively with no call.
Goes down to Harris along the baseline, the left block. He'll kick it back out to Dunn. Now back to Smalley again, back to the top of the key. Preston becoming very deliberate here without Ty Hyde on the floor and a foul. That's going to be called on Sargent, his first.
Yeah, that's a call they could have made several times on the last couple possessions. Guys grabbing Luke as he dribbles past him. But
that's the third team foul here on the Grizzlies. As Luke will bring it in from right in front of the Logan bench. As he gets it into Robertson. He'll hand it back to Smalley. Luke wants to drive. Boy, gets cut off again. Yeah. Bodied heavily by Hashimoto. Oliver Hashimoto. Again, Luke able to drive through traffic, high off the glass. That's no good. A little bit too strong. Robertson has the rebound in the paint. Turnaround 8-footer. That's no good. Luke has the rebound again up high. Back outside to Dunn. Whip it to Ward. Inside, he'll stop, pop from 10 and make it.
Yeah, great job by Robertson and Harris to keep that ball alive. Offensive tips underneath.
13-2 Preston on top. JVs were a big winner earlier in the day, as that's going to be a foul against Preston against Garrett Ward, as Ethan Davis was trying to drive through a little bit of traffic. And they say Ward bodied him a little bit and he went down. So that's the third team foul against the Indians and the first against Garrett.
Yeah, and Gabe Hammonds just came in for Garrett.
Here's Taft. He'll give it back to Davis. Free throw line extended right. Back outside to Pinniger. Top of the key. Wants to drive. Kicks it in the corner. Back to Taft. Can't get a shot. Back to Pinniger. He'll take a three. Make it. Pinniger, who averages 15.5 points a game, had 22 against Bonneville. His season high. Backdoor pass goes to Scott Dunn for the easy layup.
Yeah. Nice cut and hit him right in rhythm for the layup.
15-5, minute and a half to play here in the first. As Logan will get it back to Davis. Davis comes across the top of the key. He'll give it back to Pinniger. Pinniger will whip it around as it goes back. Now it comes back in the hands of Sargent again. He'll give it back to Taft. Taft goes back to Davis. Wants to drive. Cut off there by Gabe Hammonds into the game. That shot just a little bit too long. Robertson's got his second rebound of the game. As it gets it to Smalley, quickly up into the front court. Luke down the middle all the way, lay it up and in, left-handed.
That was pretty. Yeah, Luke drove hard right, came back to the left, up and over the front of the rim for the layup. That was really nice.
17-5, Preston on top. Pinniger drives, kind of cradled it, then lost it. Smalley has it, ahead to Dunn, lay it up and in.
Yeah, Scott knows to take off. And a couple layups for Dunn here in the first quarter.
They get an easy layup off the turnover. And now lead at 19-5. They're going to let the clock run down. 17 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Back out top as it comes to Davis. Davis and Pinniger now switch positions. Clock down to 7, 6. Hashimoto gets it as he pops out to the top of the key. Back to Davis, down the middle, left-hand layup from the left side. Boy, nice English, got the layup at the buzzer, as that's the end of the first quarter. Preston, however, leading by a dozen after one. 19-7, we're back with second quarter action right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's time for the home tour. Brought to you by Mike Hansen with Cornerstone Real Estate.
While you're busy creating family memories this holiday season, my wish to you and your family is that your home will be cozy, your holidays will be bright, and the new year will be the best one ever. This is Mike Hansen, broker with Cornerstone Real Estate in Preston. When the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I would love the opportunity to work with you. I represent buyers and sellers in all property types, commercial, residential, and land sales or acquisitions. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mike Hansen, Cornerstone Real Estate, 801-510-112.
COACH. 5 letters synonymous with leadership and encouragement. A person who cares about your success in athletics, but even more about your success in life. Hear from the coach right here on the Coach Craig Smith Show.
The Coach Craig Smith Show, live from the new Chicago Pizza location in Logan. Monday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. Welcome back. We'll start the second quarter here from Logan from the Grizzly Den. Preston up 19-7. And they'll have the ball to start the second quarter of action. Hyde sat out most of the first quarter. He remains on the bench with 2 fouls so far here in the game.
Yeah, Rhett Robertson's filled in well. Got some boards both offensively and defensively here. And
pass comes to Dunn. Now back to Smaley. Will cradle it like a mom hanging on to a small child as he looks back at Jones. Gets it back to Ward, back into the game. Garrett's three-pointer. That's no good. As the rebound is off, it's taken by Cooper Pond into the game for the first time for the Grizzlies. As Pinniger has it, missed the layup. Preston has the rebound. Robertson gives it off to Smaley. Luke quickly up into the front court, goes off the glass and in.
Yeah, Luke just overpowered Hashimoto there down right under the hoop for that layup.
Luke's got 6 here in the first half. Averages 11.5 on the game. And that's going to be a foul inside.
Be a charge on Sargent. I think Gabe Hammond picked up the charge there.
That'll be 2 on Sargent and 4 on the team for the Grizzlies. Now they come out and show full court pressure here against the Indians. As that ball was touched, they tried to get it to Garrett Ward, and somebody got a hand on it, so it's going to stay with Preston in the back court, and Logan will stay with that pressure as they guard Ward, bringing in the pass, whip it around, and comes to Dunn. Dunn gets it back to Garrett as they break the press and get the ball up into the front court. Garrett, another little 6-foot runner, is in.
Well, that's a tougher shot than you might think. Yes, it's close to the basket, but it's slow your momentum enough to loop that up and in. Great job by Garrett.
Grizzlies up into the front court, out top. Taft looks for a 3, good. Or I should say Tuft, I should say.
Tuft, good.
Has his first 3 points of the game. Hammonds has it for the Indians up into the front court. Comes to Dunn. Scotty takes a 3 to answer. That's just a hair long. Hashimoto up high to grab the rebound for the Grizzlies. He'll bring the ball into the dribble up into the front court himself. Gives it off to Sargent. They whip it back around to Pinniger. Pinniger back out top to Hashimoto. Back to Pinniger on the right side. Now he'll drive down the middle. 14-footer jumper from in the paint is no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. As the foul's going to go against Garrett Ward. That's going to be his second.
Looks like they got Garrett there trying to contend. Gives up a little bit of size to Pinniger there in the paint. Sargent and Hashimoto for Logan played almost the entire JV game, and here they're getting a lot of minutes in the varsity as well.
First one by Pinniger is no good. Pinniger, coming into the game, had made 14 out of 21 free throw attempts for a 67% average, part of his 15.7 points per game on the year so far through the first 9 games.
He and Hashimoto both sporting a light purple, almost Easter egg purple shoes. I'm not sure what that's all about. Logan's colors, of course, white and red. Another Grizzlies got some green shoes that look like something you'd find in a dyed Easter egg. So
Pinniger makes the second free throw. He has 4 in the game. It's now 23-11. And Preston gets the ball back. 6:15 to play here in the first half. Whip it down low to Harris, back into the game. Back in the corner, try to get it to Hammond. Bad pass on the bounce pass. Gabe couldn't haul it in. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Gabe was gathering to shoot. Gabe likes that corner 3 and thought he was going to get to launch one there. Just couldn't handle the exchange.
We'd like to welcome those who were listening to the Utah State game earlier today. The Aggies picked up a 129-61 win over Eastern Oregon. As quickly up into the front court, it comes to Tuft. Gives it back to Davis, who now pull the ball back out. Not very often you get to hear the student body yelling up by 70.
Right.
Late in the game, Utah State led the game by 72 points. Davis doesn't take the shot. They'll whip it all the way back around. Tuft wants another three. High bounce, that's no good. Inside rebound for Kennington.
It's got to be an offensive foul.
Well, they call it a travel instead. Kennington led with an elbow into Robertson's chest, but they call it a traveling violation.
Yeah, Kennington is a good-sized kid, and he just cleared Red out with that forearm and elbow. But ball back to Preston.
Logan shows full court pressure again as Smaley will bring the ball up the front court. As Woolley waiting for him as he gets across the timeline, gives it off to Hammonds on the left side. Robertson pops out to get the pass to get it to Dunn now on the angle on the right side. Back to Smaley. Thought about shooting from the top of the key. He'll drive instead and be fouled as he goes to the basket. Luke went down hard and was kind of slow getting up. But he is up, and he'll go to the free throw line here to shoot a pair.
I like how he's aggressively attacking the basket here in the first half, creating opportunities for himself and teammates.
Ethan Davis draws the foul. And Luke will go to the free throw line. A 72% free throw shooter so far on the year. First one to rattle around, and it's no good. Tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value, I should say, on State Street in Preston. Luke back to the line to shoot the second. And his second one is nothing but the bottom of the net.
Nelson full court pressure.
As they get it up into the front court, it comes to Woolley. Woolley gives it back to Pinniger, his three-pointer. That's no good. Smaley's got that rebound up high again. Up into the front court, it comes to Hammonds. Thought about stopping to take the three. Will drive now instead. Uses the glass, but it's no good, but he's going to be fouled. Foul again is going to go against Davis. That's two fouls on him on a couple of trips down the floor. And that's 16 fouls now against Logan. They're out of fouls for the rest of the first half.
Advantage Preston on the foul situation. And Hammonds, who's been a real scoring spark off the bench this season, comes in and a nice drive. He'll get a chance to put two on the board from the free throw line. First one was good.
First one tried to roll out, but it stayed in the basket. Makes it 25-11. Preston leads by 14. And nothing but net for the second for Hammonds. You know, when you look at Preston's free throw shooting as a team, they came into the game shooting 85%.
Wow.
102 of 120 on the year.
Wow, that is tremendous for any level of basketball.
Larson. Give it off to Woolley on the right side. Pinniger gets it way out top. They'll swing it over here right in front of the Preston bench as it comes back to Larson. Wants to drive, pulls up in the paint. That's no good. Harris has the rebound. Quickly up into the front court, it goes back to Dunn. Dunn gets it back to Smaley, who now will slow it down again. Now they'll go back to Dunn on the left side. Looks down low, nothing there. Harris pops out to get it, out near the top of the key. Now Dunn will come back and come and get the ball again. 4:20 to play here in the first half. 26-11, the Indians on top.
Yeah, they're trying to get Luke in the post. Now they'll reset. Luke up high.
Jones is winging his arm around, like they want the movement out of the offense. Comes to Hammonds. Hammonds along the baseline is double teamed down low, goes to Robertson. Rhett, one bounce dribble, goes off the glass. Nope, it was blocked by Larson, controlled by Larson. Up into the front court, Larson all the way. A lot of contact. He missed the layup, and he ran into Dunn. And now well behind the play, and after the teams had gone back the other way, a whistle finally. They're going to call a foul against Scott Dunn 4 seconds after the two players were on the floor.
Yeah, really late call. In fact, it wipes away a layup for Robertson down on the other end. That's what Jones is discussing with the ref right now. So if you're going to make the call, make it. Don't wait.
So that's going to send Isaac Larson to the free throw line to shoot two here. His first one is no good. We talked about how Preston was an 85% free throw shooting team for Logan. They come into the game tonight shooting only 61% on the year.
Yeah, not ideal. And having not seen them, I don't know if it's because of who's shooting them or if they're all struggling.
Well, Isaac Larson missed them both. And Now we got a foul against Cole
Harris.
Harris.
Get Cole with a moving screen. They say he stuck his knee out on the screen, but after all they've let go, Cole just says, well, you're going to call that? But, the refs have to be a little careful. The game doesn't get too physical, and then you run into problems.
That's what Tyler was just talking to the referee about. You let this foul go underneath the basket, and they made your partner call it, and then you call a ticky-tack moving screen as the pass tried to get it to Pinniger. It was wide of Jaden and out of bounds. So Logan turns the ball over again, back to Preston with 3:38 to play here in the first half. 26-11, Preston leads by 15. Get it to Dunn. Here they come, 3-on-1 in the front court. Harris back to Dunn, lay it in.
Great job. As soon as they broke the press, as you noted, 3-on-1 and handled it beautifully.
Pinniger up into the front court. Goes back to Sargent, back to up top, swing it all the way back around Tuft on the left side. Three-pointer from there is no good. Harris has the rebound to Smaley, quickly in the front court to Hammonds. He takes it all the way. He has it blocked by Sargent, foul by Sargent.
Hammonds with a good job of shielding with his body the defender. Couldn't get it to fall, but he'll get another trip to the line. So Sargent picks up another foul.
That's 3 on him. And Hammonds will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more.
I'm not sure how many fouls he had in the JV game, but he's probably over 5 already tonight.
Hammonds was the best free throw shooter on the team so far. Made 2 out of 3 here. He came in 16 out of 17, 94%. Here's his second. Made them both. So he's made 3 out of 4. Has 3 points in the game. As the Sargent leaves as he goes to the bench.
Like Hashimoto.
Hashimoto comes back into the game, exactly. Pinniger in the backcourt. Full court pressure again by the Indians. It goes back to Larson. Larson gets across the timeline, throws it up the court, almost threw it out of bounds. Saved on the floor as it goes to Hammonds, to Smaley. Ahead to Harris, reverse layup.
Boy, that was a pretty pass.
Another timeout taken here by the Grizzlies. We'll sneak one in here as well. Preston leads 32-11. We're back right after this.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
I jokingly made the comment to Coach Jones that watching this team reminds me a lot of the Bo Kimball era LMU team.
Right.
Scored 150, 160 points a game.
Paul Westhead and Hank Gathers.
But before he passed away, sadly.
But these Indians, they love to get out and run, and they've got some athletes to do it, some ball handlers who can push it ahead, as Luke did with a long pass ahead that time, and Cole Harris cashed it in that time.
They referred to that as the system, and in most cases they had a shot up with less than 4 seconds gone off the clock in each possession.
Hammond's got his hand on it.
Hammond's able to knock the pass away as Logan got it up into the front court. Quickly underneath. Nice pass to Harris. Can't get a shot there. Hammonds takes a 3. That's no good. They hold Ward, and that allows Larson to come away with the rebound. All the way. Scoop shot. That's no good. Hammonds has the rebound. He'll give it to Smaley back up into the front court. Luke in the left corner goes to Dunn for 3. Just a hair short. Tap by Harris, but it goes to the hands there of Woolley. Woolley will push it up into the front court himself. All the way, runs over Smaley. That's another blocking foul.
The whole Preston bench stood up and waved their hands and said, what?
That's his first 7 on the team.
Yeah,
so Hayden Woolley's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 1-1 here.
Yeah, so not foul trouble, just his first.
Mind you to stay tuned for the Ralph Construction halftime report coming up at the halftime break. 32-11, Preston on top with 2:11 to play here in the half. As Woolley makes the first, gets his first point of the game. As Ace Kennington will come back onto the floor.
Yeah, Kennington, 6'3" senior. One of only 2 seniors on this Logan roster, as we mentioned in the outset.
Yeah, that one's a hair long. The rebound comes off to Harris. He'll give it to Smaley, and Luke will walk the ball back up into the front court. 20-point lead for the Indians here with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Smaley splits the defense, gives it off to Harris for the layup, backdoor.
Yeah, great job, as you said. Got in the lane, forced the defender to come to him, and Harris cashes in another free layup.
Pinniger doesn't take the shot. They'll whip it all the way back around to Larson. Now back out time to Tough. Pinniger from the left corner, three-pointer in and out, stays out. Comes to Smaley on the rebound. Here comes Luke once again, pushing down the middle in the paint, tries to get it off to Dunn. Larson got a hand on it, and I believe it's going to stay with the Indians out of bounds, baseline in the front court. As Rhett Robertson will come back in for Preston, and as Gabe Ward will now go to the bench. Garrett Ward, I should say.
For those just joining us, Ty Hyde picked up a couple of quick ones in the first quarter, hasn't played since.
Hammonds for 3 from the right corner, that's no good. Larson has the rebound. Hammonds, who leads the team in three-pointers made, is 0 for 2 so far from distance. Smaley intercepts, goes back to Hammonds, another 3. That one's blocked by Larson, out of bounds off of Larson. Will stay with the Indians.
Yeah, great hustle play by Larson. Gabe thought he had a good corner 3 lined up.
Gabe will bring it in from the right corner in the front court. Lobs it into Smaley. As Woolley's there almost inside his shirt. Now he loses Woolley. Give it off to Dunn. Scotty's got a three-pointer from the left angle, and that's good. Dunn's got 11 here in the first half.
Oh, great start. Great Scott for great start. Oh.
Preston that was their first three-pointer made here in the first half, as we're inside a minute to play. Tuft down low. Pinniger on the left block, turns in the paint, right-hander. That's no good. Harris has the rebound and give it to Smaley. Luke looks up and immediately looks to run. Defenders are back, so he'll just skip the ball back across the timeline. Runs into Pinniger, no foul. Bounce it down low to Harris. Gets inside position on Kennington and gets the basket. As
they're going to count. There was basket interference, but the basket went in. So
they called basket interference as a member of the Grizzlies. I'm not sure who it was. Hit the net.
Yeah, as the ball was coming through.
So they're going to count the basket no matter what. The credit to Harris. And it's 39-12 with 25 seconds left here in the first half. Davis walks the ball back up into the front court. Pinniger comes cutting through. Larson crosses with him. Larson has it now in the right corner. Drives through the paint. Kicks it to Pinniger from the left corner. 3 is good. Jaden Pinniger has his second 3. He has 7 here in the first half. And it's time. Timeout called by the Indians as Luke goes down, gets up hobbling, and comes walking over toward the bench. So Preston takes a timeout. Let's sneak one in here ourselves. We're back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
West Motor Company has a lifetime warranty.
Well, I guess the secret's out. West Motor in Preston and Logan is now including a no-charge, lifetime powertrain warranty on almost every vehicle we sell.
Almost every vehicle West Motor sells has a lifetime warranty, and your prices are the best around. Why would anybody go anywhere else?
I can't think of a single reason.
Lifetime warranty only at WestMotorCompany.com.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
39-15, Preston leads. 4.5 seconds left here in the first half.
Smaley does come back out after hobbling off. He's back out there.
As they get it into Luke. Full court pressure with 2, with 1. Luke all the way, lays it off to Robertson. There's the basket. Does it count? Looking at the officials. Count it. Robertson has his first 2 points of the half. Preston will go off, leading 41-15. Stay tuned for the Ralph Construction halftime report. It's coming up right after this timeout.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back here at halftime. The Logan Hyde dance team performing on the floor here during the halftime break as the Preston Indians go off leading 41-15. Lyle Fuller after the first 2 quarters of play.
Yeah, great half for the Indians. Obviously, you're up big, but you did the things you wanted to do with the exception of getting Ty going. And so, he'll be rested for the second half. So when you have a big lead like this, especially on the road where the home team might want to show some fight, you want to come out and play hard, play your younger guys, not get anybody hurt, and just get out of here with a nice win. So I expect we'll see some heavy substitutions probably the second half here from Tyler Jones.
4 times already this year, Preston has played a running clock in the 4th quarter. And I don't want to wish ill on Logan, but it looks like we might be headed toward number 5 so far here tonight.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are young, as we've talked about. Only 2 seniors on the roster, playing a lot of new guys, a lot of minutes, and they're just, they haven't found themselves, particularly offensively. And the Indians are showing why they're one of the top teams in the Idaho 4A ranks here with this big lead at half.
Yeah, ranked number 1 in both the coaches and the media poll, as a matter of fact, as we head into a new year. We joked about reminding us of the old LMU system.
Right.
Get out and run and shoot very quickly 3 or 4 seconds into the shot clock. But when they get it running, the Preston Indians, they move it up the floor just as good as anybody at any level in high school or the NC2A.
Yeah, putting up 41 points in one half of high school basketball is not easy to do. And, you have to have a commitment to do 2 things. You have to have a commitment to finishing each defensive possession or defensive stop with a rebound. And then you have to push. And we have the guards who can really do it this year. Luke at the helm and others Scotty, who's really fast. Cole Harris has been the beneficiary a couple times running down there like the wide receiver that he was in football. And so the Indians have that advantage when we can get out and run.
They outscored Logan, they being the Indians, 22-8 in the second quarter. and they opened up that big lead here at the halftime break, 41-15. We'll come back and look at the stat sheet from the first half right after this.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and it's simple to get. Log on to PrestonDrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit PrestonDrug.com.
The holidays are a special time, filled with delicious meals, savory meats, desserts, candies, and hot apple cider. The team at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston wish you and yours a delicious holiday season filled with happiness. Visit us today for all the ingredients for your special recipes. Shop the wide selection of holiday gifts for everyone on your list. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. We thank you for your patronage.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH.
Preston leading 41-15 at the halftime break. Let's take a look at the stats from the first half. First for the Logan Grizzlings, scoring-wise, it was Isaac Tuft who had 3 points in the first half with 1 3-point basket. Gage Jensen started, did not score. Ethan Davis had 4 points in the first half. Isaac Larson did not score. He had a couple of free throws, but he missed them both. Cooper Pond played, but did not score. Same for Oliver Hashimoto. Hayden Woolley had 1 point in the first half. Jalen Sargent played, but did not score. Had 3 fouls and ended up sitting out most of the second quarter. Ace Kennington did not score, and Jaden Pinnaker had a pair of threes and finished the first half with 7, as the Logan Grizzlies were 4 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half. For the Preston Indians, Ty Hyde, who had a couple of fouls early and spent the rest of the first half on the bench. He had 3 points in the first half. Scott Dunn led all scorers in the first half with 11 for the Indians. Luke Smaley had 6. Cole Harris had 8. Garrett Ward had 6. Gabe Hammonds had 3. And Rhett Robertson with the bucket right at the buzzer had 2 points in the first half. Preston was 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half. And Lyle, we point this out, that Preston is in a string of games here where they're playing sub-500 teams. Today, this is game 2 of 5 straight games against teams with sub-500 records. And this is where you really have to kind of clean up and really pad your numbers and pad the win-loss record and take advantage of the teams you get the opportunity to.
Yeah, exactly so, and it's a mark of a mature team, which Preston has this year with a lot of seniors, to not play down to the level of your competition. And so, yeah, you pick up those wins that you're supposed to get, really helps you out, particularly the road wins. I mean, anytime you get a conference road win, that's huge, and the Indians already, of course, have that one over Century. It's going to be a dogfight, as we say this every year, but it's going to be a dogfight in the Great Basin.
Absolutely.
10 to get to state. Preston's really good. Pocatello, I think, is ranked number 3 in the state right now. Pocatello's probably better than people thought. Minico is really tough. You can't overlook Burley with the Whiting kid, who's a Boise State signee, a really talented player. So, you're going to have a fight every time you come out here in the Great Basin Conference. You have to win those games that you should win.
That's right. Preston currently was 7-1 starting play tonight. Burley and Pocatello were both 6-1. Burley actually officially leads the conference because they're 3-1 in conference play so far this year. This has been the Ralph Construction Halftime Report. Second half coming up next.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know, we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't.
Second half, getting ready to get started here. Preston with a big lead as we start the quarter number 3, as the ball will belong to the Logan Grizzlies to start the second half. Penninger has it down in the corner as it comes back out top to Harris, to Larson, I should say, as they finally turned the music off.
Yeah.
That was nice of them. Davis swinging around to Penninger. Free throw line extended left. Made a couple of threes from there. Gives it off to Kennington. Back out top to Larson. From the top of the key. Thought about it, didn't take it. Give it off to Davis. He'll take it. In, out, stays out. Tapped around as it's saved on the floor. Back to Kennington. Now Davis has it. Three-pointer from the corner again. This one is by Woolley.
Woolley, 6'3" senior. So a good start for Logan. They get a 3, and we throw it away on the other end.
Yeah, quick pass, tried to get it to Cole Harris and was behind him. And as Preston wants a timeout, as they came out and they started playing just almost the way that Logan did in the first half, Lyle, and really kind of out of sorts.
Yeah, Tyler wants to nip that in the bud. Quick timeout. Hyde is back out there in the starting 5 here in the second half.
I can tell you exactly what he was saying. Don't look at the score. You could go out and play hard, as he pointed to the scoreboard and said, look, that 41-18 lead will be gone if you keep playing the way you played in the first 45 seconds of this quarter.
Yeah, the Indians will look to reset here. Again, 4 seniors and a junior starting for Preston. Cole Harris, the lone junior, that is, in the starting lineup.
Ty Hyde and Garrett Ward both had 2 fouls against them in the first half. So they are the only ones in foul trouble so far for the Indians. Up in the front court, Davis on the angle right, gives it off. Penninger wants the 3, good again. That's his 3rd of the game.
Oh, 6-0 run for the Grizzlies to start the second half.
21-41, the lead down to 20. Here comes Smaley. Kicks it off in the left corner to Dunn. 3-pointers, an air ball. Harris has the rebound in the paint. 13-foot jumper is good.
Scotty ends up in the coaching lap. Now he's up. Scotty got knocked down. He's rubbing his head. Anyways, no foul. Back the other way.
And the foul underneath is going to go against Luke Smaley. That's his second. First team foul of the second half against the Indians. And that's going to send Ethan Davis back to the free throw line to shoot a couple again. He was 2 for 2 from the line in the first half. And his first one is off here. So Davis will shoot the second coming up here momentarily.
Davis takes his time at the line, sights it in. Got it.
Drops it in, nothing but net. Davis 3 out of 4 from the line, has 5 points in the game. Here comes Smaley.
Good screen by Ty.
Good solid screen by Hyde, like running into a telephone pole. Harris has it down low. Layup is good.
Harris just working that baseline right around the hoop.
Cole in double figures. Down low, Kennington can't get a shot. Kicks it back out in the corner as Pinniger drives the baseline, and a foul.
Hyde picks up a charge on Pinniger, yeah.
They call that one a charge? They did, okay. That's Pinniger's first. As one team foul on each side now here in half number 2. Full court pressure put on again here by the Grizzlies. Smaley across the timeline, able to break it. Bounces it to Ward. Ward comes back across the top of the key. We'll give it back to Luke now as he set up the offense. Hyde comes way out top to set up the high post. Down low it goes to Dunn. Double team in the corner, back to Smaley. Looks at a 3 and sinks it.
Nicely done.
Luke now with 9. Has his first 3 of the game. Up into the front court, back to Woolley. Woolley in the corner gets it off. Davis back door to Kennington, just about stumbled. Now finds himself in the paint, nowhere to go, nothing to do. He tries a little layup in a crowd, that's no good. As Larson will foul Smaley.
Fouled him on the outlet pass.
In the backcourt, yeah. And then Larson kind of committed the almost unpardonable sin, didn't walk around Luke, he stepped over him.
Yeah, not deemed to be a respectful move there to step over somebody.
Down low goes to Hyde on the block, and Pinniger's going to whistle for the foul. He was holding Ty on the entry pass.
Or did they get Kennington?
Did I say Pinniger? I meant Kennington.
Yeah.
That's 2 on Ace.
Kennington and Hyde really going at it down there.
Ty is fouled from behind this time by Davis.
Fouled twice. Of course, they can only call 1 per play.
That's 3 on Davis. And now Ty's going to go back to the free throw line. He made his only free throw attempt so far of the night, a 3-point play, which ended up being his only points in the first half. And Ty will shoot 2 here. The first one is no good. Tonight's game brought to you by Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come in and try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. Ask about their catering options as well. Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins in Preston. Ty's second free throw rattles around and falls in. He makes 1 out of the 2. He has 4 in the game. Remember, he's Preston's high leading scorer at almost 16 points a game. As that's going to be off the hands of Garrett Ward and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, good deflection. A lot of coaching staffs will chart deflections along with steals. Garrett picks up one there.
Davis and his 3 fouls has the ball in the front court here for Logan. On the right side, it goes to Larson. Drives baseline, gets cut off, so he'll kick it back out as it comes to Woolley. Woolley back out top to Davis. Back to Larson now, back across the top of the key as they watch the cutters go through. Sargent comes back across the top of the key, gets it from Larson, drives, he'll hand it off there to Woolley. Still can't get a shot. Back to Sargent, into the corner, goes back to Davis. He'll try a 3 from the corner, it's good. Ethan Davis has his first 3, he has 8 in the game. Here comes Dunn, lays it off to Harris, high off the glass and in.
Yeah, great pass by Scotty. Dribbled the length of the floor, then a little shovel pass to Harris.
As Pinniger, with his off arm, clears the way, and then a foul underneath.
Now they're going to call Luke.
Called against Smaley. Wow.
Yeah, Pinniger sent Dunn flying with a forearm shiver, no call.
That's 3 on Luke. See if they're going to get him out.
Yeah, he'll have to be careful or have to come out. Looks like we'll see maybe Gabe Hammonds in then.
Yeah, just as you say that, Hammonds gets up and heads to the scorer's table. Comes into Pinniger. Pinniger gets it off to Tuft. Back to Davis. 51-25. Preston leads by 26. Pinniger again wants to run over a man, no call. Yeah. As Dunn has the rebound, quickly comes out to Smaley. Luke all the way, laid up, no. Rebound on the trailer to Hyde is good.
Good job. That's why they always tell you to keep trailing, follow the play.
See, Pinniger with a stiff arm, and then he lowered his shoulder and ran over Smaley, no call. As you're taking it to the hoop, Davis runs into Hyde, but gets the basket.
Yeah, Ty did a good job of staying vertical that time, not picking up the foul.
Davis has 10 in the game, 53-27. Preston on top with 3.5 to play in the third. Down low, back to Hyde. Lay it up and in.
It's the same play he scored on at the start of the game.
Larson up into the front court, almost lost it, able to get it back. They swing it to Davis in the corner. It goes to Tuft. A three-pointer from there. No good. Air ball taken down by Hyde. He'll give it to Smaley. Luke will just hang on to it again. Gets it up into the front court. Comes to Ward right in front of the Preston bench on the left side. Free throw line extended. Back to Smaley. Now back to Ward. Back out top to Harris. Swing it over on the right side. Dunn for three. Good. Scotty's got 14. He has 2 threes in the game and a timeout on the floor. Timeout. We'll sneak one in here also. Back with more right after this 30-second timeout.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ralph Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. You can call for more information at 435-232-1837. That's 435-232-1837. 2:57 left here in quarter number 3. Preston on top, 58-27.
Indians look like they're going to go big out of the timeout with Hyde and Robertson both in the game. Gabe Hammonds in for Smaley, as Luke picked up his third shortly before the break.
Robertson comes in replacing Cole Harris. So they'll go big, but they still have the shooters on the floor, and Hammonds and Dunn as well. So Logan bring the ball in from the backcourt up and across the timeline. Here comes Davis. Ethan Davis gives it off as it goes to Jalen Sargent. In the corner, get to Pinniger. Pinniger wants to drive on Hyde, kicks it back out. Pass was deflected. Yep. No, it wasn't. Isaac Tuff thought it was, but he let it go and it went out of bounds, and the officials give the ball back to the Indians.
So looks like Garrett Ward will run the point here.
Garrett with the ball will bring the ball across the timeline. Robertson pops out, free throw line extended right. His pass is deflected, but he's able to tap it back. Ends up in the hands of Hammonds. Down low as it comes to Ty. Goes around Sargent, puts it up as he tries to go up, and he's fouled again.
Sargent trying to handle Ty in the post just gives up about 5 inches and a whole lot of weight.
Don't worry. Don't worry there, Jalen. Better men than you have tried.
Right.
As Ty will go back to the free throw line.
One of the Logan coaches was joking with us before the game. They said, we don't have a 6'7" kid like you do unless you count the top of Sargent's afro, and then it's 6'7".
First free throw attempt here by Ty is no good.
Sargent, a beautiful head of hair.
So Hyde back to the free throw line to try the second. Ty makes that. He's made 3 out of his 5 so far here tonight, and he has 9 points in the game. Larson back up to the front court here for the Grizzlies. Bounce it to Pinniger. Kick it back out to Hashimoto, just back into the game. Pinniger back to Sargent, free throw line extended right. Back out top, it comes to Larson. Larson holds the ball, kind of trying to direct traffic now. Now we can go back over to Sargent, tries a 3 from the left side, is good. Jalen Sargent has his first 3 points of the game, makes it 59-30. 2 minutes to play here in the quarter. Hyde will give it off to Dunn. Dunn wants to drive, goes high off the glass, no good. Ty with the rebound, saves it on the floor, but he saved it to Larson. Larson with Hammonds goes for the layup, it's good, it counts, foul on Hammonds.
Great layup, left-handed layup by Larson.
For Larson, his first 2 points of the game. Hammonds draws his first foul. That's 3 on Preston as a team here in the second half. And now Isaac Larson, the 58% free throw shooter, will go back to the free throw line, try to complete this 3-point play. He misses only 2 in the first half, and he's 0 for 3 in the game as he misses that one too.
Yep. Larson destined to get a college football scholarship rather than basketball, I think, but
Preston has the ball in the front court. Ward has it, top of the key. Hashimoto there to harass Garrett. Garrett puts the ball on the floor, gives it off to Dunn in the right corner. Bounce it down low to Robertson on the block, has it poked away there by Sargent. It goes to Larson. Back to Pinniger up into the front court. Hashimoto from the corner for three is short. Rebound comes off to Hashimoto. Kick it back to Pinniger. Thought about driving. Now he'll pull it back out and give it back to Larson with 1:08 to play in the third. Give it back now to Sargent on the right side. Free throw line extended. He's wide open. Gives it to Pinniger. They'll work it all the way back down around to Tuft in the left corner. Back to Pinniger. Wants to drive over. Ty is too strong. Sargent had the rebound inside, then dropped it out of bounds.
Yeah, you look at this third quarter as we come to a close here pretty quick, 52 seconds to go. The Grizzlies have shown more fight this quarter, but they're still down big. The Indians still up 27 here as we run down the last minute of the third.
At least right now, they're staying off the possibility of a running clock for the third quarter, as it's not a 30-point lead which would kick that in. As it comes down, Ward has it, steps in from along the baseline, can't get the shot, gives it to Robertson. Robertson drops it into Ty at the left block. Couple of fake passes. Ty puts a one-bounce dribble, swings it across to Hammond, takes a three from there. That's no good. Ward fights for the rebound inside and brings it down. He's fouled, trying to turn and go back up with 25 seconds left to play in the quarter.
There's Garrett with that nose for the ball. He rebounds it really well from the guard line.
Fouls on Isaac Larson, his second. And now Garrett Ward at the free throw line to shoot his first two of the game.
Garrett says, give me the ball, I'll shoot one. The ref said, no, come down here to the baseline side.
They're going to say that was on the floor when he was turning to shoot. Okay. So Garrett does not shoot the free throws. He brings the ball in from the baseline, gives it to Hammond. Hammond wiggles the ball loose, gets it back down top to Garrett. Now he's fouled. Silly foul by Isaac Larson to draw his third. Now Garrett will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. 20 seconds to play here in the third, as Ward so far this year has not shot very many free throws. In fact, he's only shot 4 so far coming into the game. That's the bad news. The good news is he's made all 4. Now make it 5 for 5.
Yeah, nothing but the bottom of the net there.
Cooper Pond into the game for the Grizzlies. And Garrett now will shoot one more. Garrett working on a potential high point game for the season, as he picks up his 10th point with that free throw. His high point game so far this year was 12 against Bonneville. So Garrett with 10, 61-32. Preston leads by 29. 18 seconds to play in the quarter as the clock runs. Davis walks the ball across the timeline. Wants to set the offense up. As it's down to 10, now they put the offense into motion. Swinging across to Hashimoto. Tries to drive, lay it off Pond. As his pass deflected by Robertson hits the baseline. Scott Dunn tried to bank it off a player to get it back to the Indians.
Yeah, they must have said Scott's foot was out of bounds when he did that. Otherwise, it'd be Preston ball.
3 seconds for Logan to shoot here at the end of the quarter. Davis will bring it in, get it to Hashimoto. He'll launch a 3 to beat the clock. No good. High bouncing rebound comes to Dunn, and the quarter is over. Preston leads 61-32 after 3. Fourth quarter brought to you by Webb Funeral Home is next. We'll take you there right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH. KACH.
We'll start the fourth quarter. Ball will belong to the Indians to start the fourth. Comes into Gabe Hammonds. Hammonds pressured out there. They get it in as Hess is in the game. As he gets it off to Dunn, Scotty goes up and puts it in. Scott's got 16 tonight. Quickly up into the front court. Davis lays it in there. Kennington kicks it back out. Penninger in the corner doesn't shoot. Wants to drive on Ty Hyde. That's no good. Ty has the rebound.
Penninger quiet in that third, Dan.
He gives it off to Dunn. Yes, yeah, he sure was. Penninger only with 10 points in the game. Again, he has 3 3-pointers. Comes to Hammonds for the Indians. Backdoor, Harris couldn't get it to him. Now they do. Away from the basket, however, as he comes back out to Dunn. Dunn will hold on to it as it comes back to Harris along the sideline. Drop it down to Hyde to the left block. Double teamed there. Wants to try to get away from Kennington. Does, and he'll give it back to Cole Harris. 7 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Preston with a big lead as looking to as foul underneath is Ty's going to shoot 1 and 1. As that's going to go on Kennington. That'll be his third.
Kennington doing all he can to keep Ty out of that low post position, but Ty will get a trip to the line out of it.
So Ty goes back to the free throw line. This will be his 6th free throw of the night. He's made 3 out of 5. And that one's no good. He missed the front end of the 1 and 1. But Harris beats everybody to the rebound, gives it back to Hyde. Ty spins in the paint, runs into Kennington. They call him on travel.
Okay.
As he took one step, ran into Kennington, then took another.
Yeah.
Pretty good call. So the ball goes back to the Grizzlies, back up in the front court. Penninger, they'll swing it back over to Logan on the left side. Logan goes back to Kennington, kicks it back out to Davis. Davis doesn't shoot, now it goes to the right elbow, kicks it back to Penninger. Back out top to Davis, down the middle, scoop shot around Hyde. If that's on Ty, that's a crime.
Yeah, that's a bailout call. Hess
Ty
Davis way out of control.
Ty not only missed him, Davis went under Ty's arm.
Yeah, and then threw up a prayer that went up over the backboard. Now he gets a trip to the free throw line.
That's 3 on Ty, 4 on the Preston Indians as a team, and Davis will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one, it needs a bounce, won't get it. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center. With the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley, Franklin County Medical Center in Preston. Ethan Davis back to try his second, a 59% free throw shooter on the year. That one's nothing but net. Gives him 11 in the game. 30-point lead for the Indians, 63-33. That ball touched and stays with the Indians on the inbound pass.
Luke Smaley's still not in the game. We don't really need him at this point.
I would say we probably won't see Luke after a little twisted ankle earlier in the game as the inbound pass comes to Gabe Hammonds. They double team Hammonds in the backcourt, and Davis bodies up on him and draws the foul. That's his 4th.
Yeah, even Logan, Coach Brown, grabbing Davis and saying, "You can't do that." I know you're upset, but you can't do that.
Davis tried to walk away, and Coach Brown reached out and grabbed him by the back of the neck, like a puppy. Yeah. Gabe Hammonds will now go to the free throw line. As long as Preston will score 7 more points here in the fourth quarter, the first one by Hammonds is good. Gives him 4 in the game. Preston is looking at scoring 70-plus points for the 4th game in a row and the 6th time on the year. Well, second one by Gabe is good again. Yep. Gabe has 5 tonight.
Last year, it seems to me, Dan, we averaged about 66, 67 points a game. And I guess we're probably about on that pace again.
Preston exceeded the 70-point plateau last year a total of 4 times. We've already beaten that mark this season. And we're not quite halfway through. Larson, 6 minutes to play, up into the front court. Pinniger, three-pointer from the right corner is good. Put up there by Hayden Woolley.
3-point basket by Hayden Woolley.
Dunn gets it across the timelines. He weaves his way through traffic. As swing it back over to Hammonds again in the right corner. Double teamed in there, so he couldn't pull the trigger on a 3. Back it down to Ty. Backdoor pass. It comes to Harris for the layup.
Yeah, every time Ty touches it down there, draws a double team, finds Cole Harris.
Cole with a new season high as Larson goes to the hoop. That's no good. As it was tapped out of there by Harris, however, it goes back to Pinniger. Pinniger's 3 needs a bounce, won't get it. Ty has the rebound. Quickly, it comes up to Hammonds into the front court. From the right corner, Gabe tried to throw a pass before he had control of it, so he's going to go back and get it. Give it back to Dunn, now on the angle right. Back over to Hammonds, free throw line extended right. Hess pops out to get the ball, and he's fouled by Larson. That's 4 on Isaac Larson now. 10th team foul against the Grizzlies. And that'll be 2 shots here for Brandon Hess.
Yep. Hess, one of those starters on the JV, getting a lot of good varsity minutes here tonight.
So we mentioned Cole Harris has a new season high with 14 tonight. He did have as many as 8 in a game twice so far this year as Braden makes the first.
Oh, great.
At 68-36. Fourth quarter tonight's game, of course, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Has to try the second. Makes them both. 69-36. 33-point lead here for the Indians. Swing it back out as it comes back to Sargent, back in the corner. Another 3-pointer there by Woolley. That one's no good. Hess has the rebound, runs into Robertson, but they're able to control it quickly. Look out, Cole. As Cole's not looking for the ball, as Garrett Ward snapped him a pass from backcourt. Hammonds now has it in the right corner. Looks inside to Robertson, can't get it there. Now Ward has it. Ward will drop it back down on the block to Robertson, tries to go up and he's fouled. He went for the reverse layup. I think they're going to call that on Woolley. They do, it's his second. And now Robertson's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 and then the double bonus.
Yeah, good move by Rhett, using the basket and the net to try to help shield from the defender. Oh, misses the first free throw. Let's see if he can get number 2.
So step up and try the second. That's only his 5th free throw on the year. Remember, he missed the first 3 games with that knee injury. As he missed them both, and then Pinniger and Hess get together, and now Sargent steps in front of Hess and has something to say.
Yeah, Hess and Sargent had some words in the JV game, so they're renewing their acquaintance there in the varsity now.
And a foul on Hess on the rebound, as that's his first. 4:27 to play. This game long over. Preston with a 33-point lead here in Logan.
Yeah, not sure why they're not running the clock continuously, but
I think it's because it didn't start a 30-point advantage to start the quarter. I think that's the criteria. Pinniger in the paint, doesn't shoot, gives it off in the corner. 3-pointer from there, put up by Woolley. That's no good. Comes back to Pinniger. Turnaround jumper in the paint is in.
Yeah, great rebound and turnaround jumper there, Pinniger.
Pinniger's got a dozen, so he's right at his average, maybe just a tick below it. As Ward gets it up into the front court. Comes over to Hammonds in the right corner. Hammonds looks inside, tries to lob it inside to Robertson. Pinniger knocked it away. It goes back to Sargent, now back to Pinniger. Back to Larson. Dribbles between his feet, now gives it back over to Sargent, who wants to drive, kick it back to Larson. Swing it all the way in the corner. Davis for 3.
Hits the cable.
Hits the guide wire, holding the net. That's how far off it was.
You almost never see that one.
How bad was that shot? That wire is behind the backboard.
Yeah. Wow.
So out of bounds on the obstruction as Harris gets it into Ward, gets it back. Now back to Ward in the backcourt under full court pressure. Ward bounces it up to Hammonds up into the front court. We're under 3.5 to play here in the contest. As it comes back to Garrett Ward, sparks out the offense as he stands top of the key. Goes right side to Hammonds, back out top to Hess. Back to Harris, swing it all the way back down to the corner as it comes to Ward again. Ward tries to go back to Hammonds. A little bit too much mustard on that pass. Gabe did a good job just to knock it down, able to go back and get it. Gave it back to Ward, now back to Hammonds. Free throw line extended left. Get it inside. Hammonds can't get a shot with Davis right inside his shirt. Now he runs into Larson. Larson knocked it away. Larson took it away. Quickly up into the front court. Look out. Sargent and Hess get together as Sargent pulls the ball back out. Pinniger will take a three from the left side. That's no good. Robertson has the rebound there for the Indians. Check that, 2:45 to play. 69-38. Preston on top.
Preston getting a good opportunity to play without Luke, which, you need to learn how to play without your guard once in a while.
Ward, scoop shot, that's no good. Long rebound comes off to Hammonds, who again will pull the ball back out. Back to Ward, top of the key. Hammonds cuts across, gets the ball back from Garrett. Looks back outside to Hess, doesn't go that way. Now he does, back out to the top, swing it back, and is taken away by Larson. All the way, lay it up and in. As
timeout, Logan, I think.
Thankfully, yeah, Logan takes the timeout with 2:15 to play. We'll sneak our last one in here as well. We'll be right back and have the rest of the game for you coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
It's time for the home tour. Brought to you by Mike Hansen with Cornerstone Real Estate.
While you're busy creating family memories this holiday season, my wish to you and your family is that your home will be cozy, your holidays will be bright, and the new year will be the best one ever. This is Mike Hansen, broker with Cornerstone Real Estate in Preston. When the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I would love the opportunity to work with you. I represent buyers and sellers in all property types, commercial, residential, and land sales or acquisitions. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mike Hansen, Cornerstone Real Estate, 801-510-112.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Webb Funeral Home. In your time of need, you need professionals with true compassion. That's Webb Funeral Home. You can find them just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. Full court pressure. Ward gets it in, and then Ward stumbles over Gage Jensen's knee, but that's going to be a foul on Gage. And that's going to send Garrett Ward back to the free throw line to shoot two.
Yeah, double bonus. Should be a couple chances here for Ward.
So Garrett will go back to the line and shoot free throws numbers 3 and 4 on the day. Has made 2 of 2 tonight, and he's 6 of 6 on the year as he makes number 7. Garrett with 11 points, 1 point off his season high of a dozen against Bonneville earlier this year.
Indians extend that lead to 30 points with that make by Garrett.
Oh. That one's short. That's the first miss this year by Ward as Jensen gets it up into the front court. To Tuff, now back to Jensen. Skip pass all the way across. Comes back to Hashimoto. Back now to Sargent. Back to Hashimoto on the right side. Back out top. Waiting for the defense or offense to set. Comes back over to Sargent. Back in the corner, Tuft. Three-pointer from there. In and out, stays out. Robertson has the rebound for the Indians. Hands it off to Ward with 1:45 to play. Garrett across the timeline. Robertson pops out to get the pass. Watches the cutters go by. Hands it to Harris. Ward has it now in the right corner. Back out top to Hammonds. Hammonds spins and faces up on Tuff, but he can't do anything about it. Now it goes to Harris. Way away from the basket along the sideline. Spins, goes around Jensen all the way to the layup.
Nicely done.
Cole Harris now with 16 in the game.
Created that one by himself from about 25 feet out. Drove it in, laid it up.
Sargent takes it back out to Hashimoto. 1:10 to play in the game. Back in the corner, it comes back to Tuft. Outside, they'll whip it all the way back around. Hashimoto for a three, good. His first points of the game as he drains the three. Well, we're under a minute to play in the game. 47 seconds left, 72-43.
Logan still out pressing and fouling apparently, but no call.
As Preston goes over the 70-point mark for the seventh time this year, and fourth in a game in a row. Ward, right in front of the Preston bench, holds it high above his head. Hess cuts to the ball, but Ward will hang on to it. 24 seconds left. Comes around the screen, set there by Harris. And now Garrett has to go back and get it. Clock down to 16 seconds now. As again, Hashimoto was picked there. Now comes to Harris, now back to Ward. Garrett will give it back to Harris. They're just going to let the clock run out. 7 seconds, 6, as Hammonds just letting the clock run as he dribbles out near the timeline. Tuff comes in, tries to steal the ball real quick, but that's the way the game will end. As for the Preston Indians, they end up picking up a 72-43 win here tonight. As big night for Cole Harris of all people, as Cole has a new season high with 16 in the game. Garrett Ward did pretty well as he finished the game with 11. So Preston wins it 72-43. We invite you to stay tuned for the postgame show. It's coming up next.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
It's time for the home tour. Brought to you by Mike Hansen with Cornerstone Real Estate.
While you're busy creating family memories this holiday season, my wish to you and your family is that your home will be cozy, your holidays will be bright, and the new year will be the best one ever. This is Mike Hansen, broker with Cornerstone Real Estate in Preston. When the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I would love the opportunity to work with you. I represent buyers and sellers in all property types, commercial, residential, and land sales or acquisitions. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Mike Hansen, Cornerstone Real Estate, 801-510-112.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on-site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
When the time finally comes to deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at MyLocalRadio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
Well, tonight the Preston Indians, they got on the bus and made a short drive, 25 miles south on the highway. A lot of fans came and joined them here for the game as well, but it's going to be a happy bus ride home, Lyle Fuller, as Preston able to pick up a 72-43 win here tonight.
Yeah, big win here for the Indians, and the JV and freshman won as well, so it should be a happy bus all the way around. And as we talked about, at the end of the game, the Indians again topping 70 points, which is not that easy to do. Frankly, they pulled off the gas pedal a little bit in the fourth quarter. Going into the start of the fourth, they were at 61. So great job offensively by the Indians, and they did what they needed to do defensively. Tyler talked about in the pregame getting out on their shooters, getting a hand in their face. And Logan made some threes tonight, but I don't think their percentage was all that great. I didn't chart it tonight, but I don't think they had a great three-point percentage.
No, they didn't, and they did do a good job challenging those outside shooters. And really, the bulk of the three-pointers they made wasn't until really garbage time in the second half when this game was well in hand.
Yeah, and this particular Logan Grizzly version, this year's team, very little inside presence on the box. So if they're not making their threes, they're going to have a hard time outscoring folks, and we saw that tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So for the Preston Indians, they improved. They are now 8-1 on the year. As for the Logan Grizzlies, they slipped to 2-8 overall on the season. Preston got out. They showed their legs. They showed their mettle. Some of the things we talked about in the pregame show. Get out, play your game early, and get that rust off. And really they did, because they jumped out to a 41-15 lead in the first half.
Yeah, huge lead, and that creates a kind of an interesting coaching challenge for the second half of how do you keep your guys engaged and motivated and playing hard when you have that kind of lead. I think the Indians did that tonight, and like so they got some good varsity minutes for Hess, and had a lot of time in the fourth quarter for Garrett Ward to practice running the point, which you just never know when you'll need something like that. If Luke is in foul trouble or has an ankle sprain or something, you're going to need somebody else to step in and run that point.
So the 72 points is not a season high, but it's the 7th time and 4th game in a row that the Indians have topped the 70-point plateau. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the stat sheet. Hopefully we get Coach Jones up to join us here for a couple of minutes on the postgame show as well. We'll do all that as we continue after this 1-minute timeout from here at the Grizzly Den as Preston wins at 72-43.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, still waiting for Coach Tyler Jones to make his way over here. The team has made its way out of the locker room, so I expect Coach Jones over here in just a couple of minutes. So let's take a look at the scoring from tonight's game while we wait for the coach to come over. Isaac Tuft made one three-point basket tonight for the Logan Grizzlies. He finished with 3 points overall. Gage Jensen played but did not score. Ethan Davis had 11 tonight for the Logan Grizzlies. Isaac Larson had 4 in the game. Cooper Pond played but did not score. Oliver Hashimoto had 3 in the game. Hayden Woolley finished the game with 7 tonight. Jalen Sargent had 3. And Ace Kennington played but did not score. He did commit 3 fouls in the game. Jaden Pinniger, who averages 15 points a game, was team high tonight for the Logan Grizzlies. However, Preston held him to only 12 points in the game. And Logan was 5 of 13 from the free throw line tonight overall in the game. For the Preston Indians, who improved to 8-1 with the victory, Ty Hyde really played sparingly, only played a couple of minutes in the first half, finished the game with 9, well below his average of almost 16. Scott Dunn had 16 in the game tonight. Luke Smaley had 9. Cole Harris with a new season high for him, as he had 16 in the game. Garrett Ward was 1 point off his new season high for him as well, as he finished the game with 11. Gabe Hammonds had 5 in the game. Braden Hess had 2. And Brett Robertson had 2 in the game tonight as well. Preston may have had their worst free throw shooting night of the year. They were only 9 of 16.
Yeah, so still above 500 on percentage, but not great. Not where Tyler would like them to be as a team, certainly. And I mean, the stat that you gave earlier, Dan, is just astounding to me in terms of the Indians on the season coming into the game. I think you said shooting about 85% from the line.
102 for 120
which is just tremendous. So great job by the Indians, though. You know, you pick up a road win over Logan, a rival here in the Valley. And, you know, you get out of here with nobody seemingly having any serious injuries or anything that way. And then you just get ready to jump back into district play as you get back into next week.
I see all the coaches out here out of the locker room. I do not see Coach Jones, however, so he's probably back in there with a member of the print media. So we'll come back. We'll take another timeout, our final timeout. We'll come back, get some final thoughts from Lyle Fuller about this game, and see if we can talk to Coach Jones before we leave the air here or not. So Preston wins it big here tonight. Final score 72-43. Our last timeout. We're back with more on the postgame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
The holidays are a special time, filled with delicious meals, savory meats, desserts, candies, and hot apple cider. The team at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston wish you and yours a delicious holiday season filled with happiness. Visit us today for all the ingredients for your special recipes. Shop the wide selection of holiday gifts for everyone on your list. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. We thank you for your patronage.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH.
Coach is making his way over, Lyle, as he does. Let's get a couple of final thoughts from you as the coach comes up the stairs.
Yeah, great to see good scoring nights from some other guys like Cole Harris, who maybe not is in double figures very often, and good reset coming out of Christmas break going into the district. Heavy part of the district.
Exactly. So they got games against Twin Falls and Wood River coming up at the end of next week. As Coach Tyler Jones is here on the post-game show. Congratulations, another big win.
Oh, thank you. It's never easy to come here to the Grizzly Den, and I thought we had a great start that first quarter that kind of got us going, and that's what you want to do on the road, to jump out and get a good start and kind of settles you in, and I thought we did a good job of getting a good start tonight.
I don't know if you probably realize, and I'm sure I'm probably preaching to the choir here, that's the fourth game in a row and seventh time this year you guys have topped 70 points in a game.
Yeah, it's one of our strengths. We're fast and we like to get up and down the court. I think we play our best basketball when we're playing up tempo, and Luke is so good in the open floor that anytime we get him, we want him to go and create for others. And tonight I thought he did a good job that first half of attacking the basket, and then once he was getting double, we found the open guy, and I think Cole Harris made a living tonight down low, getting a lot of easy baskets.
You and I, we've joked about this before. We compared your team when they get out and run to the LMU teams of the Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers days. Would you rather see them get out and run that way, or do you want them to just kind of slow it down and try to work the ball inside to tie?
No, when we can, our goal is to run. Anytime we get numbers, we want to push. When we don't have it, then we want to try to use our advantage to wherever that is, and most of the time that's tie. But it's been good. Ty's been sitting a lot these games, so it's been good that others have to step up, and we're finding ways to still win without him sometimes.
Right. As you round the corner of the midway point of the season now, you head really into heavy district play. First of all, is everybody still relatively healthy at this point in the year? And what do you see coming up here next week? The schedule says we're at Twin Falls and Wood River, but those are actually home games, correct?
So Friday night, Twin Falls is home, regular time 6 and 7:30. And then Saturday's an afternoon game. I think it's 2 and 3:30 they moved it against Wood River. So those are both conference games. Both are double point games where you only play them once.
Right.
So they're big games. And at home, we got to take advantage of that at home. So Twin, they have a great program traditionally. Coach Hyde does a great job, and they'll execute well and play hard. And then Wood River has one of the best guards in the state. He signed at College of Idaho, and he can really score. He had 50 in a game this year. So we'll see some good players this weekend, and we'll have to prepare this week. Injury-wise, Luke kind of tweaked his ankle there tonight, which is not good because we're already not real deep. But I think it's nothing serious. Hopefully a couple days he'll be fine. And then hopefully here we'll get a couple of them back in the not too distant future.
Right.
So.
Last question we have for you. It's nice to see some of the other guys step up and play good. Scott Dunn turns in a 16-point performance tonight and a new season high tonight also for Cole Harris as he chipped in with 16 as well.
No, that's huge. Anytime, you can have multiple players getting double figures, and especially other guys. Luke, I don't know how many assists he had tonight, but he had a whole bunch.
Right.
And like I said, Ty's sitting out and others stepped up, and we were able to extend the lead with him out. And Cole's going to get that. Ty's going to get doubled.
Absolutely.
Pretty much every night. So if he can find those openings, he can get those easy baskets. And Scott hitting shots. I thought Garrett played well tonight also. He had 3 or 4 runners in the lane there, and it takes everybody. And that's what we preach every day. It's a team, and it doesn't matter who scores. We need everybody. And tonight it was Cole and Scott. Tomorrow it might be somebody else. But we got to be able to step up and contribute, and that's what makes a good team great.
It's a short bus ride home, but it ought to be a happy bus ride home after the big win.
Oh, it's good. Good, and we'll come back Monday and get ready for next weekend. But appreciate you guys. Have a happy new year, and hopefully we can keep this going and get into conference play here and keep getting better.
Absolutely. Thanks. We appreciate you dropping by, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Tyler Jones here on the Postgame Show. Preston wins it tonight by a final score of 72-43. Before we wrap it up, I know you gave us one thought. You got another one before we go?
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
Big win and build momentum. That's what Coach talked about in the pregame. The teams that are going to make it to state and do something to state are those teams that get better during the season. And that's one thing that Tyler's done a good job at his time at the helm of this Preston program. And you like the growth that we've already seen, and you hope these next 2 months we just continue to build and build.
Absolutely. We appreciate you filling in for Ron Smiley tonight.
Glad to do it.
And we'll see you next Friday when we're back at home. Have a safe trip back. Lyle Fuller, we appreciate you joining us around the air tonight.
Thanks, Dan, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. That's our next up is, as we mentioned, is Friday night, as the Preston Indians will be back at Preston Gym as they'll be hosting the Twin Falls Bruins. The pregame show is at 7:15. They'll tip the game off at 7:30. You can hear that game live on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com. That'll be followed by Saturday when the Indians will play a doubleheader at Preston Gym. At 3:30, the Preston boys will take on the Wood River Wolverines. You can catch that game also live on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 and on mylocalradio.com. The nightcap will feature the Lady Indians as they host the Marsh Valley Lady Eagles at 7:30. And that game you can hear on mylocalradio.com only. That'll wrap up our broadcast from here at Logan. Here for the night, the executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. And we want to remind you that after a short timeout, we'll take you to the West Side game as West Side playing at home. I believe they're playing Grace this evening, as we'll have that game for you coming up in just a couple of minutes. Final score here once again. Preston improves to 8-1 as they knock off the Logan Grizzlies. Final score 72-43. For Lyle Fuller, I'm Dan Hubbard. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Have a Happy New Year from all of us at KACH Radio, and have a very good night from all of us here at Logan High School.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians Postgame Show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.